they probably over-locked it down. They should have locked down maybe the people that were, potentially dangerous. Or, and, I think a total of 400 people under 60 in the UK died from this. The numbers are staggering.
The numbers of people who have died under the age of 40, I think, is in single figures.
Right.
Who did not have something else wrong with them.
Right.
But again, when you're dealing with something this much of an unknown, and we didn't really get much help from China, and we didn't get much help from the World Health Organization, who also didn't until I think the end of January, towards the beginning of February, even say that it was a problem. They were saying in mid-January that this would not be transmissible between humans. This is the World Health Organization.
Yeah. What do you think about all of that, the relationship with the World Health Organization and China, what Trump did, Gates, the whole thing?
Well, I think funnily enough, Trump is getting a lot of flack for the way he's dealt with it. But again, I don't think you can have a go at Trump for doing anything wrong. I mean, the one instinct he had that was right was to stop people flying into America.
Yeah, from China.
Who were from other countries, yeah. I mean, Americans were still flying in. But he would have been getting the same kind of advice, I guess, from his people as to how to defend it. But in America, as you know better than me, it's not so easy to lock people down because, people are going to stand up for their freedom and they're going to go, no, I'm not going to be told. I mean, I've seen people being interviewed say, I'm not going to be told what to wear. I'm not going to wear a mask,
it's harder, and then there's federal versus state, so that makes it a little trickier.
Yeah. And also, I think China generally, is a very bad actor here. China has never done us any favors. They were secretive. They didn't do the things they should have done. They pretended nothing was wrong. They lied to the World Health Organization, And the one thing I think that I noticed probably before any of this happened was that there was a lot more Chinese tourism going on around the world suddenly, in the last 2-3 years. You wouldn't see very, very many people from China in the center of London or in the center of Paris or in New York. Now, I think when the outbreak happened, there was something like 1 million Chinese abroad traveling, and that's the scale of the problem, because in this day and age, that's how quickly it spreads. So I think China is I at one point have said that I think they should be paying some kind of reparation to every country in the world, because they got the money, they owe everybody's debt, don't they? They own it all. Yeah. So I think they should become somehow recompensing us. If it's costing us, I don't know, 100 billion to support our economy, let's get it from them.
Yeah, good luck with that, huh?
Well,
if you were Prime Minister right now, what would you do?
If I was Prime Minister right now, I would insist on the civil service coming back to work for a start. I would stop this kind of ridiculous, we're too frightened to go back to work business, which seems to be going on, because there's no reason to be frightened to go back to work. If you're genuinely at risk because you've got some kind of condition, then fine. But I think we've got to take the view that, if we don't do something soon, there's going to be nothing left to save. If all of London is as it is now, which is pretty much shut down. I mean, you might think that there's people working, and there are, but nothing like in the numbers that there should be. Canary Wharf, I haven't been to. I used to work there, I'm told, is a complete ghost town, because people like Goldman Sachs, who have got space for 10,000 people in their office, are letting in something like 200. And you can't sustain, the old Burley's, sandwich shop where you pay 10 quid for a sandwich. They're not going to be open. So they're not going to be making any money. They're not going to be paying any tax. The people that work for them are being furloughed by the government. So it's costing us money. They've got to get everything back as best they can, as quickly as they can. But I'm unsure really about how commerce is going to deal with that.